and unless the internet gets shoddy on my end, I will process this and I'll post it tomorrow, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with Mary, and I'm super excited to have these 4 coaches who jumped in and were all willing to change up their schedules to be able to share their testimony and their most important takeaways from Summit. We attended different workshops, so we all had very different experiences. Some of us are veteran coaches, some of us are newer coaches, some of us, we have coaches from Emerald up to Star Diamond rank. And I think it's really, really important, even though we're in that post-summit exhaustion right now, that exhaustion is what we've worked hard for. So I'm telling you, the difference between the coaches who are going to shoot up and continue to grow and the ones who are going to plateau are the ones right now who are digging deep and who are riding the momentum all the way. Because if you blew up your news feed, which all of us did, people are watching, okay? So this is your time to invite and to really implement all the tools and resources that the top 10 coaches and from different teams and Carl and our speakers gave to us. So we'll do probably 10 minutes for each coach, and they're just going to share their experience. So if you guys have your notepads, notebooks, phones, make sure that you are on mute as well. And if you have any questions, type into the chat, okay? But Mary, we are going to start with you. And real quick, intro to Mary. Mary was my very first Diamond coach. She's a 2-star coach. She's an all-star Success Club coach, and she has an amazing team, and it's been phenomenal to see the growth that she's had. So I am super, super, super excited. Okay, Mary, take it away. I'm going to be quiet.
Okay. Hey, girls. Okay, so I am super excited, but also super nervous to speak in front of you because that's just what happens the first time you do something like this. So please excuse me when I start to stumble and I say my own words because I tend to do that. Oh, and super quick, Marissa, how many minutes do I have? Because I'm going to set a timer.
10. Go for 10.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to dive right in. I made these notes, and first I want to tell you, as a leader, as a 2-star Diamond leader, I had to believe in everything I could not see. And that is the truth. I had to believe I was an elite team, which our team, if anything, they are an elite team. But I actually had to visualize that, girls, and I had to make a plan and actually put stars with their names and see them. I had to trust myself. When I was at Success Club 2 and I was leaving to go out of the country for 2 weeks, I had to trust that I would lock in and help people. I needed to be true to who I was. And the only way I did that was with 60 minutes of personal development every single day. Every single day. That is non-negotiable. I don't go to sleep without it. I actually make it now number 1 before I pick up my phone. I do not check in with anything until I've done my personal development at least half of the hour. And that is non-negotiable. I cannot pour out into other people, and I realize that unless I poured into myself. So when I started thinking about Summit this year and going, last year I only went with 2 people. This year I had 2 full rooms of women from our team. I can tell you I never saw that happening. But there were a lot of highs and lows when all of that happened, from 2016 Summit to 2017 Summit. And I had to embrace and fail forward and cheer on all the failures, right? Because I can tell you right now, I gained diamonds and I lost diamonds. I gained rubies and I lost rubies. I gained emeralds and I lost emeralds. But the girls who showed up and experienced 2017, 2016 Summit, I'm all talking about the future. Those girls worked their booties off. So anyways, I just want to say kudos to all the girls who went from our team. And I want to jump right into some of my nuggets. And specifically with simple stuff. So one of the major, huge takeaways I have is when you are writing on your Facebook or Instagram or blog, start with a question. Start off with a question. Why not you? Is this my real life? Start off with engagement. Too many times as coaches, we're seen as bragging and showing off. And in reality, that comes across super fake. So we need to get real. And we need to start really connecting and loving our people and giving them something of value. You need to love your friends to the max, but with a purpose, girls. Like, what do you want to help them with? What do you want to be like? Why are you the coach for them? What makes you so special? There's 450,000 coaches. Why? Why in the world should they sign with you? You need to really deliver that every single time you're posting and sharing your story. Okay, next nugget. You need to take off your coach hat. You need to remove it and remember who you were back in the day. Remember who you were last week. Remember who you were an hour ago when no one was looking, when the cameras were off, when your iPhone was down and you weren't taking that selfie. You need to think about that real Alicia, Ashley, Marissa, Kimberly, Crystal. Who are you? You're not a coach. You're a human being with real emotions. So you need to take that off. And when you're doing that and you're getting raw and real about your invitations and you're posting your invitations, girls, get creative with your posts and your invitations for coaching opportunities into your challenge groups, into your clean eating groups, into your push-ups and pretty pantry, 5-day free cleanup groups, whatever. You need to do public invites. You need to do events. You need to do like pages with ads. Hint, hint, Gary, every single one of us. We're not going to be 97.97%. We're going to actually do like pages and we're going to do ads because we're fun and we're fearless. And Marissa would have it no other way. So we're going to be the 0.3% and we're going to be wild and weird and we're all going to do that. You need to ask for referrals. You need to be proud and bold of what you're doing, and you need to make sure every single one of your challengers are giving you their before and after pictures. Girls, that's all you have. That is who you are as a coach, is their before and after pictures. That is proof that you know what you are doing. And with that proof, after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you need to ask them for referrals. You need to tell them that you want to love on their family and you want to love on their friends because it's working for you and you know that there are other people who need your help. Okay, number one, people are watching you and they're waiting for you to quit. So that's just it. You guys need to prove them wrong. People are waiting for you to quit. My 2-year anniversary is September 30th. Many times I have thought about quitting. Many times that, it's just a bad day. But you can't quit today. You're not going to quit tomorrow. You just got to push forward. Okay, so next, find your freedom. This is my next nugget. Find your freedom and can you live your legacy? Your legacy is what you actually leave inside of people. That is what actually people think of when they call out your name, Annalisa, when they call out your name, Carol. That is what people want. They want your legacy. So can you leave that while you're still here on planet Earth? Can you do that? With thinking about that, create your own freedom hour. Instead of it being a power hour, girls, think about it as freedom hour. I heard that and it really stuck with me. It is our freedom hour. It is our freedom hour to be with our family. It is our freedom hour to financial success. It is our freedom hour to live on an exotic island if we feel like we want to do that. Seriously, that is your freedom hour. So be yourself unapologetically. Tell your family, make it clear, make that conversation, that uncomfortable conversation that, you know what, I really need this. I really need my freedom hour. I really need a double power hour, which is what I started with. If you don't know that about me, after 30 days, I realized super quick that to hit diamond in less than 4 months, there was no way in the world Mary Brum could do it with 1 hour a day. So I created the double power hour. And in reality, I really like the freedom double power hour. So I'll probably start implementing that to my newbies. Put your blinders on. No coach is ever going to start the same. So get out of the comparison trap. Girls, I'm going to brag for a second. I do not scroll Facebook. If I want to know what's going on in Ashley Gibson's life, I literally have to type in her name, Ashley Gibson, or I do not know what's going on in her life. You have to stop scrolling. It is wasting and sucking the energy out of you. MLM is the real deal. It is a business. But if you start comparing yourself to the 25,000 coaches who you just saw in Nashville, it's going to eat you up and you will quit. You will quit and you'll probably do it within 90 days because it's going to suck you dry. So you have to put the blinders on and you have to know when you sit down and if you're working on Facebook that you are literally typing in and using your bat and connecting with those people and loving on those people who you want to help. If you don't do that, you're wasting time. Okay, 5 steps to staying full. Find and design and be intentional. These are legit 5 steps. I'm so proud of myself that I actually did this. Okay, so I'm going to read them to you. Number 1, Choose your desired outcome. Choose your desired outcome. Number 2, communicate it to people in your circle and be very specific. That can be your husband, that can be your work, that can be your family. Honestly, that can just be yourself, talking to yourself out loud. And if you pray, you need to start praying out loud. I'm just going to get real. Like, you need to actually pray out loud and hear yourself. Okay. Number 4, or the next one, sorry. That was number 1. Choose your desired outcome. Number 2, communicate it to the people in your circle. Be clear. Number 3, collaborate. I love this one. Expect the unexpected. That's number 3. That happens a lot, right? When we go to summit or we get in a push group. Number 4, commit to the process, and it is a true process. Accept that. And then number 5, check in. So check in with your peeps. Check in with your challengers. If you have connection groups, if you have accountability groups, girls, and you have 55 people you're adding in, you need to connect with them. You need to check in with them. You need to have a delegated day of the week that you literally send them. I don't care if you copy and paste it. How chica, how you doing? You need to send that to 50 people. If you're signing them up and they're on Shakeology and they have a program and they're under you, if you want them to stay with you, you have to connect with them. And it's the same with your coaches. You have to connect with your coaches. I get on the phone with my girls. I'm like Voxer obsessed with my girls. Like, we are Voxer crazy. And you know what? I've had coaches ask me, how many times do you talk to your upline? Well, I talk to her as much as I want to. And that's the same as my girls. Am I always available? Absolutely not. I have 4 kids and a husband who demand my attention. But what I do know is that if they need me, they can reach me, whether it's in the morning, at lunch break, or in the evening. So you just have to make a decision what works for you. Okay, I'm running out of time. And I have so much more. Okay, hold on. I gotta get back to my timer. Okay, I have like 25 seconds. All right, Marissa, hold on. Let me just skip to the bottom. Let me talk about fear, because that's like super real in my life. I have lots of fear. You may not think it, but I'm like fear fanatic. Fear in your attitude, girls, get it in check, right? You need to cross the barrier and you need to move on from that. If you have a fear of being bullied, you need to talk about that on Facebook or Instagram or on your blog. If you have an attitude, I recommend you get an attitude book. 30 Days to Change Up an Attitude, something like that. It's really good. I've read it twice. I've recommended it to people. It's on Amazon. It's like $8, 2-day delivery Prime. You need to get your attitude in check. So fear and attitude. Get out of the closet about the MLM. I started talking about MLM today with Beachbody. The first time in almost 2 years I told somebody this was an MLM business. So I had to get out of my fear. I was in a fear closet. It gives me goosebumps right now. Like, we need to get past that. If there are no sales, there is no business. You want to help people, you have to get over asking them for money. You can't help them if they don't invest in themselves. And you need to be okay with the fact that you're saying, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I only work 20 to 25 hours a week, but this is a business and I have goals and I love that and I love serving. Okay. The bottom line, gut check. That's the bottom line, gut check. You cannot coach and help others if you are not proof of the product, girls. Stop being fake. Gary said that a lot. Stop being fake. People don't want fake. It's so unattractive. It's so yesterday. If someone goes to your Facebook and they see you in makeup every single day, shoot me. That's not real. I'm not saying you have to be ugly and like me, like no makeup on and just lip gloss. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, like, you got to get real. People relate to real. And I think that's it. I wanted to talk about Success Club partners, but hopefully somebody else talks about that. And if you don't do you, then you don't get done. I'm done! Woo!
Drop the mic. Awesome. Okay, so great. I hope everybody has like insane notes going on right now. Okay, Mary, awesome. Thank you. Okay, we are going to toss the baton over to Ashley. And Ashley is going to head into it. And Ashley is our Rockstar Canadian coach. This is her second summit that she's attended. One of my roomies and my best friends. And she's just amazing. So, okay, Ashley, go for it.
Cool. So I'm going to set my timer. Done. Okay. So this was my second summit. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with all of you. And many of you know this about me. Heading into the summit, I was not where I wanted to be in my business at all. I am still an Emerald coach. Not that there is anything wrong with that, but I started right before Mary, just around that time. And for me, heading into Summit, it was really difficult because it was a reality check that I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I had a moment where I was sitting crying in the hotel room by myself because it sunk in that I wasn't where I wanted to be in my business. And that bleeping sucked. I'm not going to lie. But I came away from Summit and I'm feeling very energized and excited. And I think part of that comes from seeing our incredible team. I think, get to Super Saturday, get to Summit, meet up with people in real life, because events make it real. So often we just sit at our computers and just like type away, and we don't feel like we're in reality, but that's not how it is. So if you can get to events, you will feel that energy. It is palpable. It's not just you sitting somewhere in your house doing this thing we call Beachbody. So I made one slide. Mary yelled at me. I'm going to share my screen. La, 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 la. No, wait. Now I'm going to share. Yes. Can y'all see my screen? Are we good? You like my background? Get shit done? Yeah. That's what we do. Okay, so I have one slide. This is all that it's going to be, and it's just a couple of little reminders and my nuggets and the things that I want to chat about because I think they're important. So because I wasn't where I wanted to be in my business, this first one really stood out for me, and it is lean in and hustle. And lean into the things that you do. And if you are not where you want to be, and if you want something, you have to go and get it. And you have to do the work, and you need to hustle. And that was, I think, a huge takeaway from me, because you're hearing these top coaches, you're hearing these people, you're hearing the Melanie Mitros and the Bonnie Engels and the Lindsay Matways of the world, and you're hearing them talk and the work that they've put in to be where they are now. They didn't just like sit there, it's just Mary said, like scrolling Facebook. Like they put the work in. And so in order to achieve the things that you want to achieve, and I'm saying this to myself as well, you need to put the work in. And so if you have goals, you're going to need to hustle to reach them and put plans in action and make lists and do the work. And that starts with the 4 vital behaviors. It's not rocket science. It doesn't need to be. We don't need to overcomplicate it. Lean into the activities that you've seen other people be successful, that success leaves clues, and do those activities. So that is number 1. You need to lean in and hustle and just get the work done. And I think if you guys don't know Gary Vaynerchuk, follow him. He'll talk a lot about it. We heard him for an hour, and that was basically just it. Just like do the work. 97% of you aren't going to do it. So just do it. Do it now. The rest of you aren't going to listen to me and do it, but do it. Okay. Number 2 is do it your way. And, Mary said one of the quotes that someone said is, if you don't do you don't get done, and the world misses out. Something that really inspired me while we were at Summit was just seeing all of the different coaches across the board, from the top coaches to, the person standing behind me waiting in line for the food truck. We all look differently. We're all from different places. We've all had different experience with these products. And just as Mary said, people are going to be attracted to us. I was talking to one of my coaches last night, and I was saying, she was saying like, I don't feel comfortable necessarily posting a sweaty selfie. And I said, that's okay. Don't post a sweaty selfie. Post the things that you're passionate about and you're excited about, and that like make you want to jump up and like, shoot stars in the air. Like those are the things that you should be posting about. You shouldn't be posting a sweaty selfie because you feel like it's the right thing to do, or the thing that you see other people doing. Do you, because that's what people are going to be attracted to. And that's what's going to keep you excited about this business. So do it your way. You don't have to do it the way that Melanie Mitro did it. You don't have to do it the way that any of the top coaches do it. Do it in your own way and reinvent the wheel. And that's what's going to make you excited about this business. Because if you love what you do, it's not going to feel like work. So that's number 3. See how I transition right there? Love what you do. It's so important. If you don't love what you do and you don't have passion for it, you're just going to quit. That's the reality. And it's going to feel like a chore, and you're not going to put the work in, and then you're going to come up with excuses, and you're not going to be here. So reconnecting with that why, reconnecting with the reason you are helping people and the reason you're in this business, and finding that love in the business, falling back in love. What made you sign up that day as a coach? What made you get really excited to join that challenge group? What are those things? How did you feel when you had your results? those are the things you need to hold on to and lean into and really connect with so that you feel amazing and go to work each day and do that power hour. And that's not going to feel like work if you love what you're doing. La, 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 reading my notes. Okay. Number 4, have patience. This is a big one that Gary Vee talked about. And he said that the reason most entrepreneurs quit is because they don't have patience. And, you know, we do this in our business where we're like, oh, I just had this awesome post. We just wait. And it's like one awesome post. Cool. That's neat. And like maybe you did your 4 vitals that day. But what about tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day? Because Sally Sue, who's been thinking about joining your challenge group, like she's not going to care if you post one thing on your Facebook. Like she might not even see it because the Facebook algorithm, like, you know, you have to have patience and you have to trust that the things that you are doing in your business are going to pay off. You know, Brittany always talks about pumping the well. We pump the well and we pump the well, we pump the well. And we're like, where's the water? And, you know, it's at that, you need to keep pumping the well until you see the result. Goes back to that hustle, right? That belief in yourself that you're going to get to the things that you want. So you need to keep doing the work in order to get there. So having patience and trusting that if you do the work, if you do those 4 vital behaviors, you are inviting, you are a product of the product, you're loving what you do, you're doing in your own way, that the result will come. But you need to have patience in order to get there because it's not going to happen overnight. None of these coaches were successful overnight, even though it looks like some of them might be. You know, Bonnie Engel, number 5 in the company last year, number 4 in the company last year, coaching for 2 years, but you better believe that she was working her butt off in those 2 years and probably put in more hours than, you know, so many of us combined. So be patient. We're not going to get instant results, but the results will follow. Number 5, this is something that Carl talked about. We are the CEOs of our own business, and we need to truly believe that, you know, yes, this is an MLM, but we get to run our own business. And so you need to treat the business like a business. And hard work is going to attract other hard workers. So if you're working that business and you're being the CEO, you're going to attract other people like you. And, you know, I think sometimes like in jobs that other people have or that we do, like you don't really get to control what you're doing. You're like, oh, cool. I'm this like retail person, or I'm a manager to these XYZ people. And maybe you get to like hire one person. You're like, woo, I had a say in that. But we are the CEOs of our own business, and we get to dictate what that looks like for us and what our goals are and how we're going to accomplish that. And we get to make those decisions. So really trust in that and believe in that as well. And just run this business the way that you want to run it, but treat it like a business because it truly, truly is. Number 6. I'm at the end. I think I have like 1 minute left. 1 minute 36. Yes. Okay. Mary touched on this a little bit. You get to choose your legacy. And if you aren't intentional with your legacy, someone else is going to be intentional with your legacy. And that's not cool because it's up to you to choose what that legacy is going to be. And, you know, the activities in our business sometimes can be scary. You know, we get scared about putting out a transformation, or we get scared about inviting, or we think people are going to think we're weird or something. But what's even scarier is not living the life that you want to live and not living your legacy the way it should be lived. So choose your legacy. Okay, I'm done.
Oh my gosh, so awesome. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so everybody like on page 4 of their notes? That should be. Awesome. Ashley, thank you so much. Legacy part. I love it. If you're not intentional with your legacy, somebody else will be intentional with theirs. And that's so true. I had a conversation recently with somebody who was talking about pay raise and all that. And it's amazing that in this job, you guys get to dictate that. Your pay raise and your increase is 110% up to you, not anybody else. Nobody else is going to cap you at that. Nobody else is going to cap you at your advancement, and nobody else is going to cap you at your income. That is a big freaking deal. Ashley, awesome. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to hand it over to Lisha, and I'm so excited to introduce her because you had a goal to go diamond. I'm going to brag on you for a second here. Right over. Okay. She had a goal to go diamond the Thursday of Summit. And I'm like trying to get emotional because if you guys have anybody, if you're an emerald and beyond, any rank is hard work. Like you don't accidentally rank advance. And she made it happen. And her team worked their butt off, and she attended Summit as a diamond. And also, it was our first time ever meeting in person, which again, guys, just blows my mind, the potential in this business and the lives and the paths that you're going to cross. We were meant to be. I could tell from the very first time I saw her posting, I'm like, you are coaching. You're already coaching. You're already doing it. So anyway, take it away, girl. This was her first summit, and she attended as a diamond coach, and she had some team there, which is like way beyond where I was at my first summit, guys. Okay, go for it, girl.
Well, thank you so much. And I mean, I heard all about Summit before I went there, and what I could expect, it was just so much more than it was. And meeting Marissa and Ashley and everybody for the first time, it's like, oh my God, these are actually real live people. And I was so nervous. Glenn and I were like going up to the hotel room, our hearts were coming out of our shirt, like, oh my gosh. And then, you know, when you get there, you're just calm. You're like, oh, I already know you. Like, so that in itself was just amazing. And I did take away so much from it. I feel like I definitely have the Summit hangover. I'm pretty exhausted, but I wouldn't change it for anything. It's been so amazing. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that everybody touched on was definitely stuff that I took too. But a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is more of the things that I'm going to implement to change my business. And one of those that was huge for me before going to Summit was making a schedule. And being a stay-at-home mom of 2 girls, a schedule is so hard because I'll be on the computer and all of a sudden they'll come in, and it just seems like the second that you're busy, they actually need you. So to really have a schedule and a calendar, so that means if it means getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, then that's what I need to do. And just to make people aware of, like, this is your schedule, this is the time you're going to do it, and really stick to the calendar, just like a real 9-to-5 job. You know, you have to put those hours in. The job's not going to get done without it. Another thing they talked about a lot that was really helpful is to actually, rather than just the schedule in itself, but to put timers on your phone. So, okay, every Friday, I'm going to check in with my coaches. Every Thursday, I'm going to check in with my challengers and just get it done. Don't have excuses, just plug through it, get it done. The consistency is huge, and just to really make sure that you're doing everything. Something that really stuck out to me, because I wasn't really sure about the whole Facebook, and sharing my story was really, you know, I feel like I have so many different stories, but I felt like just sharing one story of being a mom of 2 was huge. And they really talked a lot about, you know, finding what your brand is, who's your audience, and really targeting those people. That rather than talking about Beachbody, you know, 100% of the time, you really want to do 80% of your regular life and 20% Beachbody. So, and finding cute little ways that you can kind of put them together. So instead of saying this is Energize, this is what it does for you, somebody had done, like, you know, a mom with kids in the background and a broom, and it was all messy, and then, you know, to the side there was a little cup of Energize, and I thought that was so cute. And then rather than talking about Energize in the hashtag, she wrote, you know, why not you, or Energize coaching. So then people are like, oh, you know, giving them those little tidbits of like, oh, what are those things that you're drinking, or what's that? So having people come to you rather than just posting, so you're not as salesy. It's talked a lot about fun posts to promote and different ways to do to get your contacts, was to find groups that had interests for you. So, you know, stay-at-home mom groups. So joining all these different Facebook groups that have similar interests to you that you actually care about. For me, it'd be like some fertility groups. We've been going through some stuff like that. So actually going on those groups, but talk nothing about Beachbody at all. Just letting people, you know, form relationships through them, and then, you know, building those relationships, and then obviously they're going to friend you, and then they're going to start following you. So just these indirect ways of getting more followers, which I thought was really great. Let's see, free groups, which actually I just posted about while I was doing my dinner tonight. I think a lot of moms can relate, you know, cooking more than one meal for everybody. So I'm sitting there making my chili, and I'm like, oh, the girls aren't going to have chili. So I'm making their grilled cheese, and I'm like, I'm so done doing this. So I was thinking, all right, why not post a picture of this and then talk about, you know, what are ways that we can all come together and make ideas of like kid-friendly meals that everybody's going to eat. And I'm having such great feedback. This one dad hopped on, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is all me. You know, I'm not a mom, but can I jump in? And just forming new relationships with people, I think it's awesome. So it's a win-win because not only am I myself going to learn things about ways to help me at home, but I'm going to, build new relationships and friendships with people then will probably start following me, and, it just goes hand in hand again. Another thing that was really huge that touched me was to be a strong leader, to really show example. And, sometimes I feel like life just gets away with us. And I think that when we don't set that calendar and that schedule, it's just, a couple of days are past, like July. I hate to admit this, but since I signed in as a coach, I hit Success Club every single month. And I had a lot of personal stuff that happened. And I just was kind of like, I let that be my excuse. And I just did not push as hard, and it ate away at me. And, but you just have to, obviously everybody goes through their things, but you just have to set those aside as best as you can and be the strongest leader that you can, because if people on your team aren't seeing you be that strong leader, then they're going to start falling backwards. So just to try to keep them separate as much as you can. But they also talked a lot about, like, if you have your team, to not give people the answers. So rather than saying, oh, this is the answer, you need this amount of volume for this, to really go like, oh, you know what, that's on Coach Online Office, or you can go to YouTube for that. So really not to handhold with your coaches, but to give them the tools necessary. So that was really interesting to hear, because I feel like a lot of time I do the work for people because I want to, not even that they ask, but I'll just be like, oh, let me get that for you, or here's this. So just to really give them the tools so then they can learn it themselves and then teach other people. They talked a lot about having good quality coaches for the family that you're creating versus the quantity of them. I think it's, it's hard because it's a balance. Like, obviously you want to have a lot amount of coaches. Like, you need to have 8 coaches on your team to be diamond. So it's just to really figure out the people. It might take a little bit longer, but when you build that strong team and you're getting the right people on your team, they're going to stay longer. You're going to have a good team that, it's part of your extended family. So really to be a little bit picky when you're adding people, not just to add them for no reason to get the extra person in. Another thing that, especially that Ashley just said too, is just to go back to the basics, the 4 vital behaviors. It's huge. And I love to read. I used to read all the time, and the summer came. I honestly maybe read 2 chapters of my book so far and put it down. I have not picked it up. So again, you just have to put that on the calendar. Like Mary said, before you plug into your phone, pick up the book and read, even if it's just 10 minutes, or put it in the car rather than listening to your songs, or go shopping and put on headphones. Who cares? Just get the personal development in, do recognition, check in with everybody, invite new people. Another thing is to go into Facebook, and rather than just doing all the scrolling, but really to take time to go to people's pages and talk to them about, oh my gosh, this beach looks beautiful. Where is it? Like, ask questions. I think Marissa that was one of the questions that she did to me. She was, oh my gosh, this picture is beautiful. Where your family is. Where did you guys go? And that's actually where we started talking. So show interest to people on your Facebook, but rather than just liking their posts, actually ask questions, so then you can start building a conversation with them. Oh my gosh, I just feel like there's so much. Another thing that I'm actually going to commit to, and I think that as coaches we should all do it and keep each other going, is they said, commit to be all in for 90 days, to make the calendar, to set the timers, to really be all in for 90 days, and just to see how much your business thrives. And that is something that really stuck to me. And that's 3 months, 90 days. That's not a long time. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to set the timer. I'm just going to do anything and everything I can, because this is where I'm supposed to be. And I've changed in so many ways. I hate talking in front of people. I'm surprised I'm not sweating and not like bright red, but this has just been an amazing experience. And I think that, the more that you just attend the Super Saturdays, going to Summit, checking in with your challengers, your coaches, and, doing the best that you guys can do is, we're all here for each other. So that's my tidbits.
Woo! Awesome job. I know, right? First time.
Breathe.
I want to give you bad props. When I asked her to do this, I know it might have been like a minor freak out maybe behind the scenes, but there was no hesitation on the other end. It was absolutely. And that's a leader. That's a leader. So it's just amazing. That was awesome, awesome takeaways. You touched on hashtags.
Yeah.
That was a biggie. That was discussed in one of the workshops. And so make sure that you guys wrote that down exactly the way that she explained that, is having a really great relatable post and wrapping it up at the end with creative types of hashtags. So hashtag, why not you? Hashtag, this is coaching world. Something like that, which I fall short on often. And I really needed to hear that, because if you're not in Instagram world or you're not in hashtag world, I think sometimes it's not on your radar. And they really drove that home from multiple people. Gonna have to go kick butt over here behind the scenes. Sorry. Okay, now Steph wasn't able to, she wasn't able to make it live. So what I'm gonna do is, let me see if her audio will play correctly, if you guys can hear it. If not, I'll just repost it separately, okay? It's about 6 minutes long. So what I'm gonna do is actually, let me do a quick screen share for you guys. Hold on just a second.
We get it. Trust me, we get it.
To send a scream. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so this is actually a team picture real quick. I'll share this as well. We haven't had a chance to post it, but I believe it had everybody but Kimberly, who's on the call too, but Kim actually lives in Nashville. And so I know she was working, she was running crazy in between everything. But it's a great, great photo. So let me share this as well, and then you guys will be able to use this too. But before I try to attempt to play Steph's, guys, when I attended my first summit, I didn't have anybody, like nobody. So if you're a coach who attended summit who had one personally sponsored coach, you are leaps and bounds further than I was 3 years ago. But I adore this photo. And it's real. It's totally real. We were exhausted. We were hot. We were sweaty. We were ravenous. We were just going nonstop. We woke up crazy early. We did our workouts. We attended the workshops. And I'm here to tell you guys, not all teams do that. Mary and I lived that experience last year in Cancun Success Club trip. Not all teams do that. Some teams go out and party and they'll sleep in, till noon or 1, won't attend a single workshop, won't attend anything except for the celebrations at night. Okay, so I want to applaud you guys. The majority of the people on here were at Summit, and then some of the downline, that you made it a priority. You got there, you busted your butt to get there, and that's not normal. And I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate everybody. I know the logistics involved behind the scenes, from whether it's Canada, from its West Coast, East Coast, no kids, 5 kids, whatever it is, life is jam-packed for all of us. And it was a beast for every single person in this photo to make it a priority and to get their butts there. And just know your business will grow as long as you guys continue to implement everything the speakers have told you guys, and continue to push and to ride that momentum. Okay, I'm gonna play this. I have on my screen Ashley and Mary. Let me play it for about 10 seconds. You guys give me a thumbs up if the audio is okay. If not, we'll close out the call and I'll repost it, okay? But this is from Steph. Give me just a second.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm so sorry I can't hop on tonight. This week was all kind of crazy with back to school and activities starting again. So anyway, I wanted to make sure I shared my takeaways from Summit. It was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed, every second of it. The speakers were absolutely phenomenal, and so many takeaways. I just feel really inspired. I also feel very exhausted, and I'm trying to recover and kind of piece all my notes together and all the thoughts I have in my head. So it's been kind of an interesting week. But anyway, I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys some of my takeaways. So in my workshops, I saw Stephanie Davies, Jessica Vandenberg, Amy Silverman, Chelsea Pearson, Ali Upham, Bonnie Engel. They were really, really amazing. It was kind of nice to switch up and get like a different point of view from different teams and different uplines. So the first topic was inviting using social media, which obviously we all do every single day, and if not, then you should be. So really the gist of it was be you and share your journey on social media. You want to add more value than you expect in return. Share about your life and who you are. You always want to place belief in the people that are reading your posts. And so you want to post with intention and you want to post with purpose. But you also want to constantly be evolving. So something that you posted like 2 years ago when you started is going to be totally different than something you post now. So reflect back on your social media and make sure it's ever evolving and changing. But things you can post about is takeaways from your personal development. You want to post to inspire and awaken others. And this is a really, really great one, is you want to write down feelings of pain and struggle, which is obviously very difficult for most of us. And it's really putting yourself out there. But, you know, the people want to read about that. They want to relate to somebody else that's feeling the same pain and the same struggle they are, so they know that they're not alone. So I thought that was a really good one. So constantly be writing down pains and struggles and, you know, rework that into a daily post. But you don't just want to talk to everybody. So you want to attract your tribe. So their tips were to make a list of 5 to 7 things about you and things that you love about coaching. Be absolutely authentic, because if you try to speak to everyone, you will help no one. Own your own journey. And as you do this, you want to build relationships. So decide who you are talking to, who is your dream team, and ask questions to these people and be interested in them. The next topic was follow-up, which I think for most of us is one of the most difficult things. It's really easy to start new conversations, but then you ask that question, that invitation, and you hear crickets. So the question is, how do we follow up? How many times? When is enough enough? So their tips were to follow up 2 times. Follow up 2 times, engage them on social media, so comment and like, and then if they still don't respond, just go back to being a friend. Make sure you're still interested, and but if they're, you know, if they're not ready, they're not ready. But make sure you just keep engaging them in social media and be that friend to them, because most likely they are going to come around later on. Okay, the next topic was from Amy Silverman. You can either be a first-rate version of yourself or a second-rate version of someone else. So choose you. Do not be a carbon copy of someone. We all follow these top coaches on social media, and that's fantastic to get inspiration and ideas and brainstorm. But do not copy them, because that's not you, and it's going to come through as being fake. So follow them, and then, you know, take their ideas and tweak it and make it your own. Always work from a list when you're making your posts. And take this opportunity to speak your own voice and tell your own story. Okay, so this is your story. Don't tell it all at once, though. So their tip was to dribble your story in each post. I know that I've told my team before, is like you have one big story and then break it up into different chapters. So same kind of thing. In each post, dribble a little bit of your own story to share your journey. Don't say you have nothing to post. I hear that a lot, and people say, well, how do you think of that many things to post? And sometimes I don't feel very inspired and I struggle. But you don't just want to like check in places and, you know, document where you are throughout the day. You want to actually post with intention and purpose, like we said. So don't say there's nothing to say, because there's a million ways to say things. You could actually post about the same topic several different ways, several different times. And Amy Silverman's big thing was, which she has done an amazing job of, is just developing your own brand. If you follow her, she's very into her style and her fashion. People see you from head to toe. And so you could make your style and your fashion part of your own brand. She's kind of like funky, hippie, flowy. She's made travel a big part of her brand. So, you know, you can make it doesn't just have to be about health and fitness. You can make every aspect of your life part of your brand. But don't be afraid to tell the truth. And then our next speaker were Chelsea and Allie, Chelsea Pearson and Allie Upham, which were amazing. Allie Upham is hilarious. She's so like bouncy and full of life. So she was talking about starting your challenge groups and starting your new challengers off right. She always sends her new challengers a welcome email or a welcome video, which I really, really, really liked. This video will pave the road ahead. So you're setting expectations. She's pretty brutal on her challengers. She really sets the expectations and expects a lot out of them. So she set mile markers to check in weekly. One of them said they have them send their stats in every single Sunday, so their weight and pictures and measurements every single Sunday. The other one said they do it just at the end of the month. But you want to get out of the passenger seat and lead from the front in your challenge groups. She goes as far as if somebody doesn't post or check in for a couple days, she will tag them and she will message them. She's actually gone as far as kicking somebody out of her group, because if she doesn't know what's going on with them, then how can she help them? So that was a really good point. It was kind of an eye-opener to me. I think I've been too lax on my challengers, and therefore they're not going to get, they're not being pushed and they're not being held accountable, and they're not going to get great results. But then she also said, come up with a team mantra. And she said, you want to protect your time and you can't run on fumes. So you can't be that 24/7 coach in those challenge groups. They also need to take ownership. So give 100%, but only give 100% whatever time of day that you're going to be in them. So maybe check into your challenge groups twice a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the morning, in the evening. Give 100%. If you have those challengers that are constantly sending you private messages, say something like, fantastic question. Why don't you post that in the challenge group? Because I'm sure you're not the only one that has that question. And it will probably help out others. And so they will go ahead and post that in the challenge group, and you'll see like the veteran challengers or the potential coach challengers chime in and start helping each other out. And it becomes a much more exciting challenge group. So by that, you can also build communication guardrails, because you do not want to be that 24/7 coach that is constantly looking at the phone, answering questions at all times of the day. You want to create your culture and control the controllable. Okay, so back to like re-engagement and follow-ups. Rules of re-engagement: recognize it's not you, it's them. Reach out and try to connect with their why. Recommend personal development. Personal development is not just for us coaches, it can also be for your challengers. Try to get a response if they go MIA. Like I said before, tag them, message them. Always remember, though, to leave an open door. So if they're still not responding, I do the same. I actually have opened an accountability group for my previous challengers, and they're all in there together. And I'm there for them if they need me. And I post in there, a couple days a week. But they know that it's an open door and they can come back whenever they want. Know that not every person is supposed to be a coach. So when you are kind of sussing out your challenge group, you need to look to see whether they're a committed challenger versus a business builder. So I really liked this. Sorry, it's on my phone, this little screen share. I'll post it in the group. But, a committed challenger is going to be motivated by the community, committed to their finish line. They're going to be probably drinking shakes every day and energized by social media and socializing and interacting. And a business builder is going to be all those things, but they're also going to be a natural at sharing their story. They're going to instinctively lead the group. They're going to invite and refer without the coach title. They're going to believe in our mission to pay it forward. So if you see these things, that's somebody that's not just a committed challenger, but could possibly also be a potential coach and a business builder. And then she went on and talked about inviting. So I will also post these in the groups, because she gave great examples of messages that you can send to people. I'll read them to you guys if you want. So this is somebody that was a challenger. I am so proud of you for completing your program. Your results are amazing. What's up next? I know you said you were interested in trying Max 30. If you're up for the challenge, let's keep the momentum going. I also know you said you've been loving Shakeology and your friends are asking about it. Have you ever considered becoming a coach? You're already doing everything a coach does.
That's good.
I just want to say thank you for encouraging everyone in our group. I swear every time you post, it makes me want to push harder. You never have any excuses, and your consistency makes us all step up. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? You're a natural. So those are great private invites. Another thing you can do is passively invite, which I usually do towards the end of the month. And you can kind of make a post. What's next? You could say things like, continuing your fitness journey. Would you like to invite a friend or a family to join you? Become a VIP customer, or join the team. So those are great. So private invites, passively inviting. Okay, and then to go on, just remember we don't sell products. We sell people's stories. So I really like this. So instead of thinking of it as products and Success Club points, turn every Success Club point into a story. I love that. Turn every Success Club point into a story. Cast a vision of submitting their results. Share similar stories. Instill belief in their potential and empower, not enable them. Know your challengers and connect with them. Also, share the Beachbody Challenge. Make it a goal for them. That's something I have not been doing, and I have just started doing this week. And also, take action yourself. Don't be a slacker. We're the coach. Make sure we are being our best challenger. Always decide what program you are starting and finishing. Make it known. Put it out there, and actually commit to it and do it. And their finishing question was, how many people are you going to help before next summit? So that's a question for you guys. And that's how I'll end it. Think about how many people you want to help before next summit, and write that number down and see if you can crush that goal. Okay, guys. I hope that was good. I hope you have a good night. Sorry I can't be on, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay. Bye.
Oh, that was amazeballs. Yay. I'm so happy she was able to do that, because that, again, was awesome, awesome, awesome. And again, that's what I'm talking about from the different workshops, guys. So that was Bonnie Engel and Amy Silverman and Chelsea Pearson. I was able to meet her a couple years ago when we hosted the Dynasty United retreat here. And then Allie Upham. I know that Mary did her turbo certification with Allie, right? So like crazy high energy, like total.
Yeah. She's got a lot of energy. Like she's on Energizer all day, but
yes,
but it's good, you know.
Yes.
Good.
So, and this is the point, guys. So we are able to share, and hopefully everybody got, how many did I get? I think 7 pages worth of notes. So don't just close your notebook. I need you guys to make sure that you're intentional about it over the next week, to really read through, find ways that are going to implement. Okay. And just super, super proud of everybody who was able to log on to the call. Real quick, before we get off, if you guys want to get off your, you can hear the craziness. Let me take a picture. So if you guys, Carrie, if you can get off, Brandy, if you can get off your video or get on your video, anybody who wants to, we'll take a real quick photo and I'll post it in the group and you guys can share it however you would like to. Empower, not enable them. That's a hard one sometimes. Let's see. Heidi, did you hear me too? Okay, Kelly. Okay. All right, guys. So everybody look, and we will do a few quickies. Let me do it this way. Okay, ready? Everybody smile. 1, 2, 3. And then one more. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, so I will post those in the group. Last thing, this hasn't been officially announced yet, but I want to let everybody in here know because every single person on this call is a builder. We are working together to coordinate a Diamond Dynasty United retreat. Okay, so this is something that we're looking to do at some point mid-November. Okay, right around qualifications, and this would be open to anybody who builds to Diamond. And it would be something, obviously Brittany would be there, it would be co-run by the 3 stars and up in Dynasty United. So I'm super excited about it because that was a game changer for me when you guys are able to meet other people who have the same passion and the same drive in this business. And not everybody's on the same line. A lot of time, actions have to match words. And unfortunately in this business, that's not the way that it always works for some people. So this would be something I want you guys to know about even before we put all the final details in there. It's August. So we have August, September, October, November. You can build to diamond in 4 months. You recruit one new coach every couple of weeks and help 2 of your coaches build to emerald. Every single person on this call can do that, okay? So once we finalize details, that's going to be sent out. But I wanted to let you guys on the call know that ahead of time, that there's an aggressive goal that you guys can push towards. And that would be an amazing event to be a part of. That would just be Dynasty United within the downline. So really, really excited about it. Like goosebumps excited because I know that everybody on this call is more than capable of being there. So, okay, you guys have an awesome Wednesday night. I know this went late. I will post a photo and I love you guys so much. Ashley, Alicia, Mary, and then Steph, thank you so much for taking the time and putting your notes together and doing it. Love you guys.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Haven't registered for Summit. Register. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.